हेलो सबको नमस्ते आईएफएफ न्यूज की तरफ से एंड मैं शायन आपका होस्ट एंड दोस्त एंड आप मेरे साथ आज जयदीप बासु एक्स एएफएफ मीडिया डायरेक्टर एंड very senior and veteran journalist joins us for the discussion. Thank you, Jaydeep da, for taking out time and coming to our show. And I think we will have a good discussion. I think we would like to discuss about current scenario of Indian football. Again, a big thanks.
Good evening, Shayan, and thank you. Thank you for calling me.
So, Jaydeep, what we have seen in last, I think I would say, of 48 hours, more than 48 hours now. So there has, there was no takers for Indian football. There was no sort of single bid for Indian football. There were many things discussed. बहुत सारे बात हुआ था इससे पहले, बहुत सारे बात हुआ था. सबको लगा था नहीं इंडियन फुटबॉल का वैल्यूएशन ये है वो है. आईएफएसडीएल ठीक से वैल्यूएशन नहीं कर दे रहा है, कुछ बात है. एंड इनफैक्ट जो जयदीप दा, अगर मैं स्टार्ट करूं, जब ये रेजिम स्टार्ट किया था 2022 सितंबर में, राइट, तब मिस्टर कल्याण चौबे ने बोला था, मिस्टर साजी पवाकरण को साथ में लेके बोला था, वी विल गेट इन 500 करोड़ ईयरली बेसिस में. एंड आप भी उस टीम के पार्ट थे उस टाइम. अभी तो आप नहीं हो बहुत दिन ड्यू टू अदर इश्यूज, बट आपको क्या लगा, कहाँ गलती हुआ है एएफएफ से? they were not able to understand the valuation of Indian football, or there were people who were not ready to take up that role?
Shayan, it's a kind of a loaded question since you said you were a part of it, something like that you said. I don't know whether I should also take the blame for it. It's fine. But can you tell me in which exact press conference is said about 500 crore? At least I don't remember.
He said it.
Yeah. Tell me.
I think what I came to know, they said it that I think it was in September when they take over, and there was a press conference, and it was told by the journalists that they are ready and the correct valuation will be now being forfeited. So that's why from there I got this question that is it the valuation? They were not able to understand the valuation of Indian football. उनको समझ में ही नहीं आया valuation क्या है. Because उनको लगा एफएसडीएल तो एक बेकार है, मतलब वो हम लोग को चीट कर रहा है, जो भी है, दे आर मेकिंग मनी आउट ऑफ अस. बट बात तो वो नहीं है. तो मेरे को आपसे यही क्वेश्चन है, शायद दे वर अनअवेयर ऑफ द सिचुएशन, शायद उन्होंने क्या बोले, दे हैव नॉट वो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी उन लोग कभी काम किए नहीं है, शायद इसलिए एक्सपोज हो गए. आपको क्या लगा मिस्टर कल्याण चौबे का क्या रीजन था?
I think he didn't speak about 500 crores in the press conference, but in a kind of a press conference before he was elected, when he and Baichung Bhutia both were campaigning for the elections, because he fought with Baichung Bhutia, and in one of those, if I remember correctly, in one of those press conferences, Mr. Chobe said that he would be able to bring 100 crore, not 500, 100 crore for. He didn't say, he didn't specify whether it is per season or maybe in 100 years, that I don't know. But but he said bringing 100 crore, and something which was ridiculed by Baichung in another press conference. Because Mr. Chobe went on to say that he would contribute a state football house for every state association or something like that. I don't exactly remember. I don't have the recording with me at the moment. So something like that he said. So it was not 500 crore, but 100 crore. But even if it is 500 or 100 crore, he has completely failed so far in the last 3 years. He hasn't been able to do anything in bringing. He has brought some money in kind, definitely. He has brought. We have to give the devil his due. That there are at several points he has spoken to several state governments to get a lot of things for the AFF, no doubt. But as it concerned the bringing 100 crore, he has so far failed, rather failed miserably, I would say. So I think it was a typical offhand remark. This remark had nothing to do with the reality of Indian football. It's a typical election promise without having any knowledge of the Indian football's where it exactly stands, how it can go, and uh, and about the market, without having any marketing strategy whatsoever in his mind. He said that I think he was heavily depending on government's help for football. I think he was heavily depending, though he didn't say it in as many words, but probably that was in his mind. But in
Mhm.
that case, also, he has failed quite badly and visibly, actually, because last year, I think last year or early this year, football was removed from the priority
Mhm.
list of sports ministry. That's
Correct.
quite a setback.
Mhm.
Instead of bringing more money, actually what happened, the sports ministry has reduced its grant for football. So it is definitely a failure on his part. And see, all failures, you can
Mhm.
always say a collective failure, which Mr. Chobe can always say that it's a collective failure. And when
Mhm.
it something happens good, he says it is on
Mhm.
his, because of his personal efforts, things have improved. So in this
Mhm.
case also, he might say it's a collective failure, but I would say it's a failure on his part, because it is he who made the promise. Nobody else made the promise, or it was not a promise which he consulted his colleagues before making it public. So it's a failure on his part.
Okay, okay. I think Jaydeep, thank you for your insight. I'll just say who have joined. I will likely to take some questions. I'll say Utkarsh and all to just like the stream and just share with our audience more. So Jaydeep, और एक चीज जो आई थिंक हम लोग को पूछना चाहिए, आपको नहीं लगता दैट एग्जीक्यूटिव कमिटी भी इसके लिए जिम्मेदार है? बिकॉज उन्होंने भी सही टाइम में सही क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछा था, उसी के लिए शायद ये हुआ है। शायद वो इतना प्रोएक्टिव रहते, शायद आज हम लोग को इतना ये दिन नहीं देखना पड़ता जो यहाँ पर हम लोग हैं। आई थिंक दे वर ऑल्सो वेरी सेटल्ड एंड हैप्पी, चलो चल रहा है, ठीक है, सब बढ़िया है, चलते हैं, आराम से चलते हैं। आपको आई जस्ट वांटेड टू अंडरस्टैंड फ्रॉम यू, बिकॉज मेरे को पता है आप काफी हताश थे, because you were very unhappy even when you left and you said that you were quite unhappy the way AIFF was working. तो मैं आपसे जानना चाहता हूँ एग्जीक्यूटिव कमेटी भी जिम्मेदारी लेना चाहिए, उनको भी लेना चाहिए, उन्होंने सही समय में सही क्वेश्चन नहीं किया।
See, this executive committee, of course, is responsible for what you are saying, because they have not even not they have they have not even raised a question about it. They are mute spectator to everything that is happening at the moment. There is no doubt about it. But शायद ये भी आपको एक चीज सोचना पड़ेगा कि एटलीस्ट टू मी इट इज नॉट ए सरप्राइज, बिकॉज मैंने I have been following Indian football since I joined the profession at the age of 21. Perhaps I joined the profession. I have been watching Indian football. It's now 40 years now. So and the thing is that uh, uh, mm, that every executive committee previously has been like this. I have I have rarely seen an executive. I have actually, perhaps I have never seen an executive committee which stands up and asks question. No, they go with the way the president wants, or the more powerful people in the within the federation want, and they all want their seats to remain safe, their membership remain whatever way. They don't want to create any trouble for anyone for that matter. And so this executive committee can always be blamed, but for what you are saying is absolutely right, blamed for not doing anything when it was needed, or it is needed. They are not doing anything. But this has been the character of the executive committee of the AFF for many years. Like well, I can give you hundreds of quite a few examples. I can
Okay.
drag out stories from last 25 years and say how the
Okay.
executive committee has succumbed to the pressure of the president and the more powerful people. I
Mhm.
can cite many examples, but I'm not getting into that. Let's
Mhm.
bygones be bygone. But so I am not surprised. That's what I mean to say. While I completely agree with you, I am not surprised by their behavior.
ओके ओके जनिता और एक चीज अभी मतलब ये चीज हम लोग ने बहुत डिस्कस किया है हम लोग आई थिंक लास्ट 3-4 दिन से आफ्टर दिस केम आउट आई थिंक विलियम्स का स्टोरी हम लोग ने सब भूल के अभी हम लोग कोई बिडर्स नहीं आया आईएसएल में सब चिंता में है आईएसएल होगा कि नहीं यही तो सबसे बड़ा जो प्रॉब्लम है इस डिस्कशन में जो हम मेरे को जो लग रहा है एंड देयर हैज बीन अ सेइंग इन द फैन ग्रुप्स में अभी बहुत सारा बात चल रहा है and somehow fans are very unhappy with the way AIF is functioning because there are reasons also because league का structure पता नहीं क्या होगा पता नहीं clubs have already आपको पता होगा मोहन बगान senior team का operations बंद कर दिया केरला ब्लास्टर्स has followed the same उड़ीसा ने पहले ही कर दिया था so बहुत कुछ हुआ है हाल फिलहाल में so मेरे को एक चीज आपको पूछना था बिकॉज अभी सब बोल रहे हैं प्रफुल्ल पटेल का कम बैक का एक बात किया जा रहा है एंड आई थिंक पीपल फ्रॉम ऑल द फैन ग्रुप्स आर आल्सो क्वेश्चनिंग एंड आस्किंग अस that do you think Praful Patel again coming back to Indian football and do you I just wanted to understand your point because you have seen him I have not seen him as a do you think that he was the best president AIF ever had in last 20 years I think if I take Priyoda Praful Patel and Kalyan Chobe together आपको लगता है मैं आपसे जानना चाहता हूँ बिकॉज आपने तीनों को देखा है
आपका सारे क्वेश्चन को मैं एक एक करके जवाब देता हूँ
ठीक है
फर्स्ट थिंग आपने मेरे को पूछा कि what was your first question
मैं पूछा है सर आपको दैट ये जो हमारा जो लीग स्ट्रक्चर है अभी हम लोगों को कुछ पता नहीं द वे एआईएफ इज फंक्शनिंग जो टीम्स को भी पता नहीं द ऑल द टीम्स हैज आल्सो उनका ऑपरेशंस बंद करके रखा है second part में आपको
पूछा asking me whether Mr. Patel was a better whether he's coming back or he was a better president or than this man which he definitely was and whether he's the best in the last 25 years these are the three questions you are asking
yes.
See whether he's coming back or not this is a question let it remain for the future only because the character of the general body has changed. So there are a lot of people. The general board previously the general body's character was only the state association. Now it's a huge Airbus kind of general body according to Supreme Court's directives. There are 58 members in the general body. There will be former players, former women players, referee representative, players representative, coaches representative, club representatives. There is so much of not confusion. It's quite a complicated way the general body will be. So what will be the character of the general body and who will emerge the consensus candidate or one of the strongest candidates, that is very difficult to say. But Mr. Patel being the president previously, he always has a say, and there is a among the members they hold him in high esteem. They have respect for him. And if you ask me whether he was the best president, then I would say it is like English saying that when pot calls kettle the black. It is like that. So
जयदीप हम लोग ने पहले भी बोला है ये चीज आपको आई थिंक वी हैव डिस्कस्ड इट आल्सो आई थिंक द वे दिस करंट regime has worked that has made people from other regime look god in front of the people the common public.
That is true. I think one of the social media posts I read a few days ago like that and I laughed on it, but again I am saying it is pot calling kettle the black. It is like that. So you have to understand one thing, which I have specifically said several times before, which I have written also, and I keep on saying it. Today, the AFF, what problem AFF is facing is because of the root causes, Mr. Patel. After 12 years as the president, which was the maximum as per the Ministry of Sports. The Sports Act Sports Code 2011, which came into being, which said that nobody can stay the president of the secretary for more than 12 years in a principal office bearer's post. Even after staying that 12 years, he took all kinds of whatever steps he could took to extend his stay in the AFF. which was the root cause the problems in the AFF started. There was a division in the AFF, and you have to understand one thing, that Mr. Patel was not thrown out by the members of this regime. This regime, had they tried, they would have taken another 2 years to do it, perhaps, if not more. He was thrown out by the Supreme Court of India. He was lawfully thrown out by the Supreme Court of India. In 2020, December 20, when his tenure had finished, had he put down his papers and made one of his men, because everybody was supporting him at that point, one of his men as the new president, or whatever, new president, then all these problems wouldn't have come. It was his committee actually would have ruled once again in the federation. But he did not want to step down. He wanted to continue as the president in the most unlawful manner. His personal benefits he kept over football, and it became an issue. Members went haywire. Members went one from pillar to post they ran. They pleaded with Mr. Patel to step down. He did not. It finally went to Supreme Court, and Supreme Court threw him out. And then the new committee came, and the problem is, at that point of time, Indian football, AFF, and thanks to Mr. Patel only, it was completely politics free. It had no political influence at that point of time. But when Mr. Patel refused to step down, at that time it became political, because I know a lot of members who had approached the government and the ministry, sports ministry and the then sports minister, to find a solution to this. It allowed the government and the ministry to step in. And when Supreme Court removed Mr. Patel, it became very easy for the political power at that time, whosoever, we are having the same political power at the moment also, to install their own man. So Mr. Chobe was complete outsider. He was a great crasher. He had nothing to do with Indian football. He never held even one small administrative post in any club or any association, ever. But he was projected as the president, and some powerful ministers in the government, they pushed his candidature, and the members had no other option but to accept him. And it created the problem. That is the problem. You understand what I mean?
I got your point. I'll give you an example, Dada. I'll give you an example.
Let me complete. Had Mr. Patel had shown that he has completed his term and he wants to step down, then he would have easily installed one of his men, instead of Indian football getting someone who doesn't deserve that place at all. Who, forgive me saying it, he doesn't deserve to be a member of even a subcommittee, but he has become the president of the AFF. That's the problem.
If I can add, I think I'll give you one example. I think India was playing a game in Kolkata. For 3 games, they needed to play for the qualification, and it was in 2022 in Kolkata. And I was there in one of the hotels, because one of my ex-player was in a hotel which was near to the stadium. It was near to the stadium. I was in that hotel. One of my ex-friend who is an ex-player who was also there, who has come down to watch the game. I just went to meet him. And in that, and I was just looking beside, and I think Mr. Kalyan Chobe had some personal commitments just beside him. He came to the hotel and he just wasting time. And to everybody's surprise, to my surprise, that the gentleman, one of my friend who is an ex-player, who asked him that, "Are you going to watch the game today?" So Mr. Kalyan Chobe's reply to him was, "No, is India playing any game today in Salt Lake Stadium?" And to my surprise, in Indian football, anything is possible. In 2 months, I see he becomes the AFF president. That is what you said.
His stance is still the same. If you ask me when is India's next game, he will struggle to tell you. That I can tell you. I'm not serious. I'm just joking. But there is an impression around in his own office. I'm not saying it. Go to his office and you will get the same impression from the staff members there. Whatever. Now tell me.
No, no, I think that is fine. But we have discussed what AIFF problem this. I think AIFF is in current mess. और सब इन्होंने ही बनाया है. ऐसा नहीं ये खराब था, ये नहीं था. इन्होंने ही क्रिएट किया है. ये जो प्रॉब्लम ये पहले ही बंद कर सकते थे जयदीप. ऐसा नहीं अभी हो रहा है. ये
Definitely,
पहले ही क्लोज
definitely.
कर सकते थे. They could have.
Mr.
They had the time. उनको पास टाइम था. ऐसा नहीं ये अचानक हुआ. They waited for the last moment to FSDL को गया. अगर लास्ट ईयर से इस पे काम होता शायद आज हम लोग बेटर पोजीशन में रहते. एंड
Actually, the thing that, yeah, please, you tell.
नहीं और एक चीज मैं बोलूंगा शायद वो जो टर्म्स एंड कंडीशन डाल रहे हैं जो एफएसडीएल जो सालों इतना लॉस ऑकर कर रहा है पैसा डाल रहा है इस सिस्टम में जहां जो जो भी सिस्टम का हालत है वी ऑल नो इट तो उसके लेट्स डिस्कस विद द पार्टनर एंड कीप असाइड योर ईगो एंड बात को खत्म करके चलाओ यार बहुतों का रोजी रोटी का सवाल है ये ऐसा नहीं है क्लब नहीं चलेगा तो बहुतों का रोजी रोटी का सवाल है एआईएफएफ शुड हैव बीन बीइंग अ पेरेंटल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन पेरेंटल एसोसिएशन दे शुड हैव टेकन दे शुड हैव बीन मोर प्रोएक्टिव वो उन्होंने नहीं दिखाया उनको लगा ठीक है आराम से चल रहा है लास्ट मोमेंट में बात करके देखेंगे क्या होगा नहीं होगा एंड एफएसडीएल छोड़ के अभी आज तो हम लोग को पूरा आग के सामने जदीद एकदम पूरा क्लियर एफएसडीएल छोड़ के और कोई ऑप्शन है ही नहीं इंडियन फुटबॉल में चलाने के लिए
शायन योर क्वेश्चन इज अगेन टू पार्ट आपने दो पार्ट में क्वेश्चन किया पहली बात आपने पूछा कि ये मेस उन्होंने क्रिएट किया क्योंकि दे कुड हैव सॉल्व्ड इट लॉन्ग अगो व्हिच you are spot on this problem has been created by this present regime actually it is only one person I would say only one person when Mr. Patel was there his administrative things were far better than this miles ahead of things actually no comparison you can say that is definitely because 2023 mein which you are saying that why Exco could be blamed this is one of the reasons why Exco could be blamed in 2023 about the renewal of contract there were two meetings were held with the marketing partners of the AIFF two meetings were held and things were slow because everybody knew people knew from 2010 onwards that the contract will come to an end in December on this I think it's December 8 I'm not sure December 8 2025 everybody knew but after the two meetings in 2023 why no meeting was held till January 2025 that's a mystery why no letter was written they were never asked to come for a meeting they were never asked what should be the way forward nothing and none in the executive committee could none in the executive committee ever asked a question about it that what is happening to that it is so surprising and so frustrating for anyone who is following Indian football that you cannot even imagine and your second question is that AIFF should wake up to the reality you say because the kind of they have given a bit they have given which is exorbitant for anyone to pick up that's what you were saying yes. But it's a two-way thing you have to look at it it's very easy to blame the AIFF and Mr. Chobe it is Mr. Chobe I am again agreeing with you is largely responsible for this mess largely if not 80% of his life but tell me one thing they have been now we know they have been they have the those who are running the ISL had made 5,000 rupees loss or I don't know what is the figure that's what people say because I have not I read the submission they gave which actually I have forgotten maybe it is 5,000 rupees it's okay but till last year every day at the end of the season we received a why you also received every journalist everyone in the media received a press release from the organizers of the ISL saying that it is only growing that it has popularity has touched a world level the kind of spectators it is getting it can come very near the English Premier League also
yes,
so all these things we received for the last 10 years Since
Yeah, let me see.
2014, let me complete. Since
Huh.
2014, for 10 years, we never knew that they are making so much of loss because we were given a very flowery picture about it. How ISL is progressing, how it is growing, how it is prospering, how spectators are thronging the ground. Now, suddenly, one fine morning, we come to know they have lost 5,000 rupees, 5,000 crores, or whatever the amount is. So,
Mhm.
that after 10 years, and you mind one thing, it is not
Mhm.
the morning shows the day. All of
Mhm.
us were aware, those who had little sense, they were aware things are not going right, because for the last 2 years, ISL didn't even have a title sponsor.
सही बात.
They
सही
didn't
बात.
even have a title sponsor for ISL.
सही
So
बात.
the alarm bell should have rung at that point of time only. And tell me one thing, Shayad,
बोलिए
whether
सर.
tell me one thing. I
बोलिए.
understand that Mr. Chove and his, I would rather say his sidekicks and cronies uh, are, are are wholeheartedly responsible for this, for what is happening today. But at the same time, you tell me one thing, that isn't it also an inherent weakness of the entire competition, that is ISL, that after 10 years after the existence, it couldn't stand on its own feet, that when some people leaves it, some people allegedly stops giving subsidy to it, pumping money and losing money into it, it can never and there is no taker in the market.
सही बात.
There is no taker in the market after so much of pomp and gaiety about the ISL, that it is one of world's best football tournaments. We have read it again and again, and there is no taker in the market. That means 10 years have been a waste. That means ISL cannot stand on its feet. You tell
जयदीप दा
me.
इसके बारे में सर, जयदीप दा, आई हैव गॉट 2 पॉइंट्स टू से ऑन दिस. पहला बात है रिगार्डिंग एफएसडीएल का जो 5,000 करोड़ का जो उन्होंने लॉस किया, जो बोला जा रहा है, विच इज ऑलवेज अ थिंग्स जो सुनने में आ रहा है, उन्होंने लॉस किया है. देखिए जयदीप दा, एक बात है दैट, हाँ ऑब्वियसली आपने सही बोला, दे हैव बीन वेरी काइंड टू द मीडिया पीपल सेइंग दैट एवरी ईयर वी यूज्ड टू गेट दिस, दैट इट इज ग्रोइंग पीपल व्यूअरशिप, बिकॉज हम लोग के पास जो स्टेडियम व्यूअरशिप, दैट स्टिल्स अ डिफरेंट स्टोरी. जो स्टेडियम के अटेंडेंस वाइज द लीग का जो 2014-15 या 15-16 के बाद से देयर वाज इट वाज गोइंग डाउन. ये सबको हम लोग को मानना पड़ेगा. फ्रॉम फर्स्ट 2 सीजन के बाद से हमारा अटेंडेंस गिर रहा था स्टेडियम में. हम, मैं स्टेडियम का काउंट बोल रहा हूँ पहले. हाँ, वो बोल रहे थे दैट टेलीविजन में एक ऑर्गेनिक व्यूअरशिप उनका बढ़ा है. देखिए मार्केट करने के लिए ये बोलता ही है. इसमें मैं एफएसडीएल को, बिकॉज आई ऑल्सो बीइंग अ पार्ट ऑफ मार्केटिंग टीम, मेरे को भी लगता है दैट ये होता है, बिकॉज उनको भी लगता है. मैं तो नहीं बोल सकता मैं मर गया हूँ, मैं मेरा मेरा प्रोडक्ट फेल है, मेरा प्रोडक्ट खराब है, मगर मैं मार्केट करके बोलूंगा नहीं ये तो सबसे बड़ा अच्छा प्रोडक्ट है.
Shayan, I know you are a marketing expert. You earn your bread
Exactly.
through marketing only. I know very well. So I am not going to argue with you. But I
No,
am no
आर्ग्यू नहीं
marketing
दादा,
expert.
ये डिस्कशन है, इसमें
See,
आर्ग्यू कहाँ है.
I am no marketing expert. I tend to believe what is told to me on face value. So, 10 years, I patted my back saying that Indian football is only growing. Then after 10 years, the same people who organized the event for 10 years suddenly comes back and say we have lost 5,000 rupees, 5,000 crores. Then I am not only surprised, I'm very disappointed and sad, and I do not know what to do. Of course, again, I'm telling you, all this apart, the very, very poor management of AIFF, in which leadership it belongs to Mr. Chobe, is also hugely responsible for what has happened today. He, if see, I am a layman, I am a stupid man, so I didn't know all these intricacies. But but Mr. Chobe, being the president of the AFF, being such an intelligent person, being so clever, so he should have known that what is going on and taken step at the right time. But if he has, I think he has said in the media somewhere, I think in Calcutta media, he has said that he had done his best, but he couldn't do anything. That's no excuse. He has to
हाँ,
do something.
then
Uh,
that shows if he has done, if that is the thing he has said, तो दादा एक चीज तो है, मैंने कोशिश किया नहीं हुआ, इसका मतलब शायद फिर कैपेबिलिटी गैप है आपका, जो है आप मैं जिता नहीं पा रहा, मैंने कोशिश किया है, फिर तो कैपेबिलिटी का गैप आ जाएगा, बिकॉज दिस इज नॉट वन ऑफ द स्टोरीज दादा, दिस इज द स्टोरी मैं बता रहा हूँ क्यों ये वन ऑफ द स्टोरीज नहीं है। एफएसडीएल के साथ आपका ठीक ठाक नहीं है, एफएसडीएल अगर नहीं होगा आपका आई लीग भी नहीं होगा। आज हम लोग आई लीग को लेकर कोई बात नहीं कर रहे, आई लीग कब होगा पता नहीं, कौन खेलेगा, मतलब वी आर इन ऑल डार्क्स। आई लीग का, आई लीग भी अभी तक नहीं कर पा रहा है, आईडब्ल्यूएल का भी उन्होंने एक डेट दिया है, उनके पास तो उतना फंड है, एटलीस्ट ये लीग तो स्टार्ट कर सकते थे, उतना भी फंड नहीं है उनका, अकॉर्डिंग उनका
नहीं,
लास्ट जो ऑडिट थे
नॉट
उनके
ओनली
पास तो
दैट,
पैसा है।
आप देख, ऐसा नहीं है, आप देखो सायन, मतलब आई लीग आईडब्ल्यूएल का बिड भी नहीं डाला अभी तक। एक दिन
वही
का
तो बात
मीटिंग
है।
हुआ, उसमें 10 मिनट में डिसाइड हो गया कि आई लीग बीट में हम 6 करोड़ लगाएंगे और आईडब्ल्यूएल बीट में हम 3 करोड़ की डिमांड लगाएंगे, मिनिमम अमाउंट का डिमांड लगाएंगे। अब ये 10 मिनट में डिसीजन हुआ विदाउट डूइंग एनी मार्केट रिसर्च, डूइंग एनीथिंग, as if it is, as if you are selling, what do you say, it's not, it's like selling mumfali on the market, as it is. It's not that. You need a research team, you need a marketing you need a
Obviously,
lot of research before you can go into it. When you specify a particular amount, then you have a lot of logic behind it. Without logic, you are a marketing man, you know, without logic you don't specify an amount. You
correct.
just offhand you throw something, a amount on the table. It's not done, because then you will be caught on the wrong foot, because nobody will be there. So same is going to happen here. It
सही
is,
बात।
see, I am telling you one thing, the same people who were with Mr. Patel were also with more or less the same people, because state secretaries have not changed, state presidents have been there for so many years. So but it is basically, I am telling you, it is the mismanagement of a person, of a particular person. I don't want to name, his astonishing greed, his sickening dishonesty, and his cowardly betrayal of the entire Indian football. That is the problem. You understand what I mean to say?
I got it,
And,
I got it।
and another problem is his profound lack of an intellectual mind.
वो तो है ही नहीं सर।
Which you need to run a huge organization like All India Football Federation. So all these things have mixed together to come to today's problem.
हाँ ऑब्वियसली, मैं यही तो आपको बोल रहा था, ये एक है आईएसएल, आईडब्ल्यूएल और आई लीग का पता नहीं, आईएसएल का तो छोड़ ही दीजिए। आपको प्लेयर को आप कन्विंस, क्लब को कन्विंस करके आप प्लेयर रिलीज नहीं कर पा रहे हो। दिस इज, मैं कभी नहीं देखा हूँ, शायद इससे पहले भी बहुत बार हुआ है। आप दादा मेरे से भी ज्यादा, बहुत ज्यादा इंडियन फुटबॉल देखे हो, एंड ऐसा भी नहीं हुआ था दैट वो कोई बात ही नहीं कर रहा है क्लब से। मेरे को
देखो,
जितना पता है दादा, कोच को बोला जा रहा है क्लब से बात करो।
you have to accept, sign on certain things which you asked me previously, but I forgot to answer that question to you. That a lot of things which the bidders don't like, and that has come to EA. But the thing is that AFF hands are also tied to an extent on this, like governing council. Like, I believe that one of the bidders, and I think AFF's marketing partners, I don't know, I have no first-hand knowledge, but what I get to know, they are very upset that the governing council, there are more people than in AFF, from AFF than from the marketing partners. But the thing is that you have to go by the Supreme Court directives. Supreme Court has clearly said in his verdict that this tournament the Premier League should be managed by the AFF only. Supreme Court has told you that there should be promotion relegation. See, this promotion and relegation thing, which has become the bone-up contention, Shayan. This promotion and relegation, this is one thing which is never mentioned in any constitution across the world. But here the problem is, when in front of AFC, it was agreed upon in 2019 or 2019, I think it was agreed upon that then 2024-25 onwards there will be relegation, in ISL, but that was not followed. That was not followed. Even
correct,
after promising to AFC, it was not followed. And AFF is a party to it, because AFF never pushed its marketing partners to follow what they promised in front of AFC. AFC secretary was present there at that point of time, but it was still not followed. So what happened? People went to the court and pointed it out. And it
same,
court, what they did in return, court put it in the constitution that promotion relegation has to be done.
correct.
So this is which has come back to you because you fell back on your promise. So people stopped believing you. You understand?
ये बात है.
So lost the court lost all faith in the AFF, because court doesn't know that what the marketing partners has pushed. That is not their problem. They will see that the AFF promised and failed. So they put it. So now to change it, you have to go to the court again, which they are going on Monday. Or Monday,
Tuesday,
I think tomorrow
Tuesday.
they are filing.
कल रेस्ट लिए थोड़ा, कल रेस्ट मिला.
I think tomorrow they are filing. If I'm not wrong,
Tomorrow नहीं, day after, Tuesday जा रहा है sir. Tuesday जा रहा है.
No, I think tomorrow they will file it at the earliest. That is the thing. The lawyers are preparing it.
Okay.
So, but tell me one thing: when these things came, this thing was the part of the constitution. AFF was very scared about losing its exco members. For that, they told the what you say, Supreme Court, please change it, but not these points. They should have gone at that time. Even the AFF's marketing partners, who were a party to that court case, who spoke at length in that court case, why didn't they point it out at that point of time itself? That this cannot be followed. This is not done. Actually, this is very difficult to follow. I completely agree with it. But when the time was there, none of them bothered to point it out to the court. Now, what is the point of saying it?
सही, एकदम दादा सही है. और दादा मेरे को, we come to the last point of discussion now. There are many people just are watching the video right now. मैं सबको बोलूंगा, do like the video and share and subscribe the channel IFF News. Like the video also. दादा, we come to the last part and I think I want to ask you. ये तो हम लोग ने बहुत दिन से डिस्कस भी कर रहे हैं how AFF is mismanagedly run right now. So आपको क्या लग रहा है, यार इंडियन फुटबॉल कहाँ हेड कर रहा है अभी? डू वी शट डाउन नाउ? मतलब शट डाउन के हालत में आगे. मैं लेट 90s, आई थिंक 99 से मैंने फुटबॉल, 97 से देखना स्टार्ट किया था इंडियन फुटबॉल. वहां से लेके अब तक मैंने इतना खराब हालत में इंडियन फुटबॉल को नहीं देखा था. I have seen down.
Why you? Nobody has said it.
मैं आपको भी पूछ रहा हूँ because आप और पहले भी देखे होंगे. मैं आपसे इसलिए पूछना चाहता हूँ, इतना खराब हालत में हम लोग नहीं देखा था. हम लोग को पता नहीं लीग होगा कि नहीं दादा. बड़े क्लब्स.
देखो, my only hope is Supreme Court, because now no bid has come. They are going to Supreme Court. Let us see what Supreme Court. If Supreme Court agrees to remove all these contentious clauses of promotion, relegation. Well, it's a really disappointing that organizers of the league do not want relegation. They want and still want to run a league. Okay, I accept it. I find it very, very disappointing and very stupid, I would say. But to have a league without relegation, whatever. If all these contentious clauses, Supreme Court take it up on a fast track basis and solve this problem, I think the new bid, they can put a new bid and there will be takers for it. Even the current marketing partners might also take it. That's what I'm told. All these things I don't have knowledge because I have no connection with them. So I have no first-hand knowledge about it. I am only telling you what I have been told. So this much I know, that which I have some first-hand knowledge within the federation, that they are going to the court, and I hope that court understands the on-field problems. See, problem has become the constitution is now it has become a what you say legal jargon. All the legal luminaries are trying to get into it and make a constitution. None of them have ever run a club. None of them have ever played football, so they do not know what problems Indian football faces every day. So if court listens to it and removes all these clauses, which I don't know what AFF is going to write or what Honorable Justice L. Nageshwara is giving in his, he is supposed to file a report in his report. So if I think if the Supreme Court takes it up in the next 10 days or next 1 week on by the end of this week and passes a judgment, so that a fresh bit can be with a different way of producing. If it is bit comes up, then there will be, I think, I hopefully there should be some takers for it who would like to take it up.
So you
So
think that the possibility of ISL happening this season? Any possibility you're having till now? Any hope?
see, I had hope from the day one, which I told you also at one point of time over the phone. I told you that I think it will be held. It cannot stop like this. But the thing is that see, hopes were diminishing actually. And day for
नहीं सर
yesterday,
आपका वो प्यारा डायलॉग हमको अभी भी याद है Indian football will go on and I always keep on saying to all my friends and family of who follows Indian football I say I think Jaydeep gave a great line Indian football will go on and मैं सब जगह बोलता रहता हूँ कुछ भी हो जाए हमारा
Indian
फुटबॉल
football,
रहेगा
see, despite the presence of Mr. Chobe, Indian football will grow. That is I can tell you that despite his presence, despite his massive negative presence, it will continue to grow and it will happen. I think so. See, when a river goes, when it is hit by a block, a river, it takes a different path,
same
isn't
same
it? The
correct
water will flow. It takes a different path. It will take a different path. But the problem with Indian football is that in the last 10 years, it has, and AFF is very much part of it. Not this regime, even the previous regime is part of it. It has been, Indian football has been reduced to a ISL oriented tournament domestic season. It shouldn't be. See, you tell me, Sayan, one thing. I understand that ISL has been stopped and there are a lot of problems, everything. Does that mean that one 150-year-old club will have to stop their operations? Have we ever heard?
मोहन बगान
When 1971 India-Pakistan war, half of the tournaments in India were not held, but their operations were never stopped. They played in smaller tournaments. They played somewhere else. Football was played. I think it's a weakness of the clubs. I think they wanted to stop, so they have stopped. They have got an excuse. They have stopped. Why you tell me that people have to
very valid
go from
point Dada. Very valid point
people have to make a club in Pune that doesn't go well. Then it goes to Hyderabad. Then one goes to Odisha. Then
Delhi
he comes back to Delhi. But why? Why this? You tell me. That means the club has its weakness. And the last 10 years they have not been able to self sustain. See, Mohun
एकदम
Bagan, as you said, Mohun Bagan stopping operations. I think I have never heard it. There were times when Calcutta's league was stopped because of some court injunction or something. But nobody, did you ever heard Mohun Bagan or East Bengal stopped their operation? No, they played something else.
correct Dada. एकदम
Uh,
to the point
Are you too big that you cannot play Kalinga tournament or you cannot play Governors Gold Cup? Are you too big? You are bigger than Indian football. They are also tournaments. You play them. You play them with a smaller team, with a weaker side, whatever.
no, you can play definitely can play. East Bengal is playing
But
one
yeah, I can understand one thing that this stopping operation has an issue that if the tournament is not play, you cannot continue the training sessions of the senior teams because there is no motivation left. You can't tell them where you are playing. It's not a grassroots team that it will continue to practice forever. It's not that. That I understand. But even the clubs putting up their hands and saying we are stopping operations
it's not the
is very disappointing, Simon. The entire
it's not
scenario is very disappointing.
correct Dada but I think I'll take that last part what you said that whatever happens Indian football will definitely go on I think that is the I think जो हमारा शो देख रहे थे I think जयदीप दा ने लास्ट में जो समेशन में जो बात बोला है जो भी हो जाए इंडियन फुटबॉल विल हैपन एंड इज वेरी वेरी ऑप्टिमिस्टिक एंड ही सेड मी आल्सो आज ये लाइव में नहीं पहले भी वो बोले थे मेरे को all over the phone and we have discussed it offline also and he said me that the league will happen तो यहाँ पर उत्कर्ष और जो है कमेंट कर रहे हैं बार बार, दादा लीग होगा कि नहीं, वो आप एक बार पूछिए, तो एटलीस्ट आप उत्कर्ष यू कैन सेलिब्रेट दैट जयदीप दा इज सेइंग
मेरे ख्याल
समथिंग।
से सायन, मेरे ख्याल से लीग होगा, हो सकता है लेट होगा, फुल एसल हो सकता है कि वन सेंटर हो जाए, हो सकता है कि सिंगल लेग हो जाए, लेकिन
लीग
मतलब
होगा।
आई कांट इमेजिन कि लीग ही नहीं होगा, पूरा सीजन खराब हो जाएगा।
आई थिंक
सो इट
दादा आज
इट विल
सब फैंस खुश हो जाएंगे आपका बात सुन के। आई थिंक दे विल शावर प्रेज। आई थिंक उनके
आई एम
लिए
अगेन
जाइए।
सेइंग, despite the presence of Mr. Chobe, Indian football will progress.
आई
He
थिंक
is the
दैट इज
biggest stumbling block. I'm telling you, he's the biggest stumbling block. But despite his presence, Indian football will progress. This much I can tell you. It
आई
has
थिंक
been played. See, Indian football had never been great internationally, but domestic football, it has give, it, how, why millions of fans has followed it? Because they must have loved it. That's why, isn't
करेक्ट
it? They have no
करेक्ट।
duty. They from their heart, from their hearts they loved it. That's why they. So it will go on, but clubs will also have to understand the what you say, the sentiments of the fans,
सही बात है।
and uh, instead of getting into the things of whether ISL is played or not, they should find out some other way. That's what I think. So maybe smaller tournaments, maybe less, of course. But I think Shayan, Supreme Court. I am very hopeful that Supreme Court will understand the gravity of the situation and will come up with a solution, and will give a way out where the league can be held. But my only worry is this current AFF in hands of such people, they might mess up there also. That is what I fear actually.
आई थिंक लेट्स बी होपफुल दादा, लेट्स बी होपफुल। एंड आई थिंक आपको भी लगता होगा जयदीप भाई, एक चीज मैं ना आपको कैंडिड आई जस्ट वांट टू आस्क यू दिस, और आई थिंक वी हैव ऑलरेडी बहुत सारा टाइम ले लिया, आई थिंक आपको ज्यादा वेट नहीं करूंगा। आई थिंक एक क्वेश्चन मैं आपको बोलूंगा। देखिए जयदीप दा, सबको पता है, लेट्स बी ऑनेस्ट, एंड वी हैव अ वेरी गुड रिलेशनशिप ऑफलाइन आल्सो, एंड वी नो ईच अदर फॉर राइट नाउ फॉर अ गुड टाइम नाउ। सो जयदीप दा, एक चीज मैं बोलूंगा आपको, 2022 में जब आप this thing is changed, आप बहुत hopeful थे। I know, because I was knowing that time you were very quite hopeful, and you thought that Mr. Patel going, and this was something new thing which is coming to Indian football, and people were also, I think many of the journalists which I know in Kolkata and Goa, in other places, they were also quite happy that चलो कुछ नया आ रहा है, कुछ नया आ रहा है, पता नहीं कुछ होगा, because you never know ना क्या होगा। आपको अभी सच बात बोलिए जयदीप, आई जस्ट वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड योर इनर, आपको इनरली आपको खराब लगता है वो स्टेप आप लोग का गलत था, आपको लगता है क्या?
मुझे जो खराब जो लगता है कि there were reasons to believe something new will happen, because there were people who were eager to do things. But one man, and with his uh, agenda driven work, he has spoiled everything. Even if those who want, see, even if those who wanted to do something, at least two of them have gone for witch hunting. The president and the vice presidents. And the vice president. I think these are the two people who are solely responsible for today's mess. I can do a 2-hour program with you, citing one after one incidents, how their whatever they has done is basically has become detrimental for Indian football and has gone against Indian football.
सही बात से, आई एग्री दादा। आई थिंक दादा, लवली चैटिंग टू यू। आई थिंक बहुत अच्छा लगा आपसे बात करके। आई ऑलवेज बीन अ प्लेजर टू होस्ट यू। एंड आई थिंक दो स्ट्रीम जो देख रहे हैं सबको बोलूंगा, एक बार फिर से लाइक बटन दबा दो। आई थिंक दादा ने जो लास्ट पार्ट में बोला, आई थिंक एवरीबॉडी शुड अग्री दैट देयर इज स्टिल, दादा फील्स देयर इज अ होप and there's a light at the end of the tunnel, what he was trying to say, that let's be hopeful that Indian football season will be again start, so that club shutting operations, बहुतों का रोजी रोटी का सवाल है, we don't want that to happen, and I think everybody collectively should work together. I think each and everybody should come together for the betterment of Indian football. Thank you, Dada, for your time. I think it was lovely chatting to you, a lovely chatting and good interaction. And I think we'll again have a show very soon. Thank you, Dada.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you to everybody.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do like the stream, all the friends of the channel, and do share the stream and do follow us in Twitter also. Thank you, thank you. All the best. Good night. Namaste.